some exercise to get my heat up because it's quite cold, 1 degree, and I'm with the BMW R1300 GS up here in the mountainside at Bulalak near Transfagaran. Superb scenery. Even though it has snowed over here, the bike reacts very good. It's a bit of ice on the ground, but I'm working my way out of it. I have all the systems, electronic systems that I can reach for, and I have to say it's been quite a ride. Let's talk about it. 1300 GS. I had like 2 days of riding 600 kilometers up in the mountainside. Right now I'm going down to the city, and it's becoming a bit close to 10 degrees. Let's talk about the bike because we have a different engine. 98% of this machine is changed compared to the 1250, the previous version of the BMW GS. Let's start with the engine. The first thing that you will spot after you start it is that the character remains. When you roll the throttle, the boxer still pushes a bit to the right. Otherwise, the super interesting thing is that the gearbox works like magic. Every time you push it up and down, it will change the gears. The quick shifter and blipper are working close to perfect. Only one minor thing, I think this gear lever is designed more for the boots, because if I'm using this regular, I don't know, your weekend boots that you can go out for a ride, it feels a bit harder to push the movement. It's a bit harder than on the previous model, but nothing to complain. The engine is in a different position. If you can spot, if you put another bike close to this one, you will see that the cylinders are more towards the front of the bike, and they are a lot more smaller. The whole bike is a lot more compact, and this is quite nice because I don't get to hit it anymore. You know that feeling when you go first on the GS, you strike with your feet the cylinders. Right now there's no problem like this. It seems to be just like the previous model, but with small differences, because right now this engine produces a bit more HP and a bit more Newton meters of torque. It really is like insane. I was like a bit disappointed at first. I was on the road and I was like, okay, this bike has lots of power, but I don't feel the character, I don't feel the attitude. So the moment I switched the Dynamic Pro, the bike came to life. I went on the menu and changed the Dynamic Pro setup, because I can change the traction control, the ABS and the power output for the riding mode if you're talking about the pros, also for enduro. I put everything to the maximum, and the cool thing about it is, like right now, second gear, just roll the throttle and the bike will pop a wheelie. If you want to stop very fast, you just use the brakes and the bike will pop a stoppie. So it's a bit hooliganish, but it's still a lot of comfort and a lot of refinement. The whole thing about the new GS, the 1300, it's refinement. The engine, it's not vibing that much. After 500 kilometers, I was like, okay, I want to feel some vibes. Only if you rev it very, very high, close to the red line, you will feel something, but otherwise it's less vibrating than the previous model. When you roll the throttle in higher gears, like third or fourth at, let's say 40 to 50 kilometers an hour on twisties, it feels like a tractor, left, right, going like a magic carpet. It's so nice because it feels very comfy, and it will get you at a higher pace without noticing it. This is so much fun. So the engine, it's a huge improvement. The gearbox works like magic. The power output, yeah, it's there. You can feel the 145 HP that the bike has to offer, and also the throttling, the fueling, it's a bit more refined. It works like magic right now. I think I have to say this one, it's all I wanted from the BMW 1250 GS. Let's get to the suspensions, because over there are also lots of changes. Right now the ISA, it's no longer here, it's a different suspension, and it delivers lots of plushness, and if you switch it to dynamic, it gets a lot sportier. I use it mainly on dynamic. It's quite interesting because when you put it to dynamic, it becomes a sports bike. And it's quite nice because you can ride it very fast, and you get lots of feedback from the front tire. I haven't went off-road with it, but so far on street I like it more, this one. I'm a sportier rider, so I love to get the feeling, the most feeling that I can get from the front wheel, to know where I can put it. And for the rear also, it's quite a very nice balance between the front and rear. You will not feel any issues while riding it harder on twisties. If you go to B roads, I had to switch it to road because it kind of felt a bit jumpy and a bit too stiff for my taste. Otherwise, nothing to complain over here. It's still easy to work with the menu for the suspension. You just go in the menu, set it up, and then things are happening. Oh, let me get to the other side because I have to tell you about these brakes. You have super stopping power from these Brembos over here. I wanted to do stoppies with the previous 1250 GS. Right now with this one I can do a stoppie every time I want because it will stop like crazy. Check out these calipers over here. They are BMW, they have a BMW logo on them, but inside you can see there's a Brembo logo also. So there's a huge amount of stopping power, front and rear. Super important. The rear brake right now, although it's quite the same as you look at it, it will stop a bit more. The bike, I think it has a bit more stopping power, just because when I use it at higher speeds, it was just pressing the rear down very hard. I was using it like to the maximum in the city while going at slow speeds, and without the ABS kicking in, I felt a lot of stopping power coming from that rear. So it's optimized right now. The ABS Pro, it's still here, but it's to the maximum. You can even roll it on track, and I'm not kidding. Come here to check out this new saddles from the BMW guys. It's pretty hard when you put your hands on it, but I have to say, after like 6 hours of riding, this is the first saddle that didn't make my bum sour, and I didn't have to stop in order to relax my butt. So it's a huge improvement, and it can be also you can also put it in the higher position just by pressing a knob. I will show it to you in a second. Just by pressing a knob underneath it, the saddle will become a bit higher. It's like a bench. So far in the front area, you can go off-roading very easy, because let me show it to you. When you stand on the bike, you can move around a lot easier to the rear and to the front. This makes it a lot more easier to ride, and a lot more friendly for the average riders. You also get this wide handlebar, which I think is close to the previous model. I don't see a whole different thing about it. It's fitted with a clamp over the triple tree, and I think for me as a tall rider, if I'm in a sitting position, I might need a set of risers. I know BMW offers an option for this one. You can buy it. I would buy it because even though I'm 1.8 meters tall, my when I'm doing maneuvers in the city, my hands are widespread to a full, and this is a bit annoying while going off-road, because while doing maneuvers, it's keeping my hands spread to the maximum. Also, the foot peg position, which is very important. Check out the foot pegs. They are close to the previous setup that you got on the 1250, but right now, if you see me, I like to use my feet on my toes. I did this thing on the previous model also, but I think it's a bit more crotched. The knee, it's a bit more in a sportier position than on the previous model. I think on the previous model I was like a bit like this, few centimeters, but on a long trip you will feel the difference. Optionally, you can add some different foot pegs, but yeah, it's a thing of taste. This will help you while riding faster on twisties, because the position got a bit more engaging. The handlebar, it's it's a bit closer to you, and when riding on twisties you will get that feeling of a sports touring machine. Let me show you something very interesting. You have this pedal over here for the side stand, which is quite helpful because right now when you go off-roading you just leave it down and it won't hit the under side of the shaft. Let's put it on the side stand because okay. So these are things related to refinement. Let me show you another thing related to refinement. When I'm on the bike and I want to put the side stand, it's not like on the previous model that I had to search it with my knee. I was used to the 1250 GS, but right now I'm removing my foot from the peg, and with my toe with my heel I can just press it towards. So this position is perfect. This is the first bike that I find out to be perfect in regards of side stand. You also get this pouch in the front which offers you a USB plug underneath. You just put a cable inside, not a wireless charger. I would have loved a wireless charger. I also used the fuel pump yesterday, and when I got the full, the tank was like getting out some fuel. Fortunately this one was closed and no gasoline got inside because you have this rubber here that will keep the water and even the gas outside. What else? Let's talk about the wind protection, because the wind protection is super important when it comes to adventure bikes. You have this new windshield that it's electric. You have a menu button over here which you can assign for different things, like the windshield. It's the menu in Romanian. This is quite nice. Okay, I do that and then now this is an option I wish I had in the 1250 GS. It's so much fun to play with. You have different positions. In the highest position, I got lots of buffeting in my shoulders. It was like a bit annoying at 140 kilometers on the highway. Otherwise, if I let it a bit down towards the helmet, the wind was deflected and it would felt a bit better. I think this side skirts of the windshield, these wind deflectors, are doing a good job, especially to throw the wind over your shoulders. If you are a smaller rider, if you are like 1.7 meters, 1.75, for me as a taller rider I have 1.784, so I have 1.84, and it's not doing the best job that I would wish for. Otherwise, you have this deflectors in the hands, like hand guards with the deflectors, which are very helpful. And another thing that I have to say, you don't feel any heat coming from the radiators compared to the previous model. Not even the heat coming from underneath the engine, from the catalytic converter or from the engine. It's not coming at all. You have this all heat dissipated outside your legs, and with this cylinder being a bit higher mounted, you don't get that heat on cold weather that you used to get on the 1250. I kind of felt that in the wind protection overall, because of this fairing, which is a bit narrower and a bit slimmer, a bit sportier, you won't get that perfect wind protection that you got on the 1250. So just to know, you'll feel some wind on your knees while riding a bit faster with the new GS 1300. Come on, let's check the menu, because the menu, it's not quite changed. It's close to the previous model. Let's do it like this. You have the sport button right now, which is quite nice to have because it tells you the lean of the bike, max lean left and right, and it looks like on a sports bike. Okay, you can connect it, you have the navigation and everything. You have the setup over here, which you can adjust the lights, the shifting light, and the configuration for the riding modes. You have like no, this is for the shift light, this is for selecting the riding modes. You have Eco, Rain, Road, and Dynamic. So you also get the Pro riding modes, the Dynamic Pro and Enduro Pro. Let's check out the Dynamic Pro, because I switched the engine to the maximum. So direct throttle over here, and also the traction control allows me to do wheelies. So this is a nice feature, because yeah, the GS should have some attitude. Otherwise, The thing that will get you a bit annoyed in the first couple of hours of riding, it's this button over here. You have this button, it's a multi-button that you will use for the cruise control to set the distance, for the heated grips, for the heated seat, for the windshield, for the traction control to stop it, and also as I told you, for the damping control, which you can set to dynamic or to road. Talking about this, you know that this bike, when you stop it, it will lower itself. So this is very helpful if you are a shorter rider, to put your legs down, your entire feet, entire sole on the ground while stopping at the lights. There's no issue with coming on the side, so that's a nice feature. Okay, what else? The riding mode button is still here, which I love because I can switch very easy between the riding modes. If I go enduro, if I go on road, if I got some rain, I can switch to road, and this is very helpful. One of the issues that you guys noticed, like me, when doing the unboxing, it's this set of turn lights fitted on the hand guards, but on the trophy mode you get, for the trophy version, you get a side turn lights fitted on the fairing like here, so you can remove this hand guards. Actually, it doesn't come with this hand guards, so if you put the bike down while riding off-road, you won't scratch or damage them, because it's important to have your turn lights after going back on the street. And also, I don't think it's a good idea to buy a new set of, of turn lights for the hand guards every time you go off-road. Also, the headlight, some of you guys complained about the shape. I have to say, I rode it at night and I don't have any side lights, extra lights, additional lights for this Tramontana that I was testing, and it offers lots of light while going on a darker road at night. Another feature, a very nice one, it's in the back that you can notice. It's the back with the radar over here, and also you have, like on the S1000RR, only the turn lights that are integrated with the stop lights. You will get noticed every time somebody is in a blind angle on these triangles, left and right, which is quite easy to see, and it will help a lot. I also fitted the cruise control, the adaptive cruise control, and it will go after cars very easy. It will keep the distance. The braking is not so aggressive. I went in a situation on the highway and it was like not stopping very hard. It was like a continuous stopping power, and I felt super comfortable. It wasn't that kind of a situation. So now let's get to the conclusion, because after 500 kilometers and 2 days of riding the new BMW GS 1300, I have to say that I felt very good. I'm pretty pleased with the new machine. Is it such a huge difference compared to the 1250? Yes, it is. It's the refinement at its peak. Comparing this one to the previous model, it's like you get all the bells and whistles, and you get that engine which is nicer to ride and smoother. And this is a thing about this new machine. The whole bike has become a lot more smoother to ride, and it feels very easy to do it. Comparing to the previous model that was very easy to ride and very novice friendly, this one it's even better at it. So yeah, BMW made quite a good product over here, and I'm pretty pleased with it. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one. This was our first review with the BMW R1300 GS Tramontana. See you guys.